Capricorn seekers, happy early birthday to those of you who celebrate at the end of December. Thank you for joining. Ooh, it's getting chilly. It's getting close to your season. No time for beating around the bush. It's not even about time. No energy, no will, no desire. You're becoming closer to yourself. There's an element of dry truth, as it is. Your pre-season will force you to make a choice. The Lovers. I'm picking up on December being like, do you remember who you are, Capricorn? Do you remember who you are? Do you know what was lost along the way and what has made you forget who you are? Maybe who you are is things that you still consider yourself to be, but if you really inspect the reality of your decisions, of your actions, you're like, maybe it doesn't really align. Maybe I say that I'm X because I was X, and in essence I am X. However, my actions shows otherwise in regards to you, right? This is not about deceiving the outside or any of that sort. This is about you finding yourself in a position where you're like, do I remember why I started this for and who I am and what is it that I want? You've taken some turns along the way. You were adventurous, you were considerate of other options. That makes sense. But did it lead you in the right direction? Look around you, Capricorn. What is it that is yours in essence, and what is it that has become yours by circumstance? Does that make sense? The Lovers card here with the angel above Adam and Eve is saying, remember. And just start there. Just start with remembering. The Chariot. Then, once you recall, then move, then act. You're going to have to act, though, pretty assertively and aggressively, because whatever it is that you find that you were and possibly no longer, if you continue on this route, there will be no looking back. The veil will close and you'll be in this life that you live. This will be it. For the next decade, 6 years, I don't know how long. This will be it. So if I were to tell you that once it clicks what it is that you need to do, a door will open and you will be able to make a choice, either walk through that door or not. But then once it closes for quite some time. Keep that in mind for when the moment comes. This is racing to the closing gate. And time is of the essence. Once the sun crosses Pluto in your sign, which will be your season, end of December towards mid-January, things will be solidified. The changes will be solidified, and the stagnation will be solidified. So consider, what is it that you want to be solidified for the next few years? And then you either race through that gate, or you don't. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you how the choice is going to look like. And how, even though you may have been used to having another chance and another chance and another opportunity, it's not the vibe now. Things are getting serious. Spirit is getting serious. Your own spirit, your own higher selves. You know, you think you always mean business because you're a Cappy? Wait until you feel your higher self in the next couple of months when it comes to meaning business, when it comes to your decisions and your life path. You will be faced with having to stand up for something or stand up to something. If you don't want to sit it out for the next decade, make sure you stand for something, up to something. Make sure you stand though. Come back to this reading a few weeks from now. Trust me on that one. Do that with all my readings that resonate or that apply to you with your placements. The Emperor peeked earlier from the bottom of the deck. That made me say things are serious. Major Arcanas, Gemini, the Lovers, maybe you're dealing with a Gemini, the Lovers, Chariot, and Emperor. Once you know your direction, you're going to go full blown, full force. And you're going to build something really big based on it. Seven of Cups, Temperance, and the High Priestess. So as soon as you cross the veil, cross the gate, things will get confusing. No, I stand correct. The memory of what was will become foggy and misty, that's it. And you'll realize that you've made the best decision. And you will look back at how confused you were and how you considered on staying, and you'll see why, you'll recognize why. What was the underlined reasons? Karmic, emotional, psychological, mental, etc., etc. However, you will look at it from a perspective that is tempered, that is wise, that is what's the word? It's present, but it's also objective. And you'll be able to discern the wisdom from all that was current for you right now, but as you transition, it will be the was, as opposed to the confusion and the fog. And you'll be able to make something out of it. You'll create a sense of, first of all, it will increase your energy levels somehow. It will increase your power of manifestation. Because you cleared the vase, you cleared the energy that was gunky and funky and not fitting with your essence, right? There was a dissonance between your choices, your acts, versus who you are or who you thought of yourself to be. And as things come into alignment, something click. So the energy is able, it's like two hoses, right? That are supposed to be connected and have flow from one to the other, but they were like this, right? Who I am, how I behave. No flow of energy. But as soon as things align, that's when energy can flow freely. And when I say energy, I mean chi, I mean life force, I mean manifestation, I mean creation, I mean physical energy, vitality. And you look at your own secrets as something that you're now able to balance, as opposed to something that controlled you, ruled you, took over you. I have a lot of major arcana here. Lovers, Chariot, Emperor, Temperance, High Priestess. The only minor arcana here is Seven of Cups, and it's a most non-grounded minor arcana. Very confused and foggy and mystical. So in a way, this is all like processes that you have in your mind and in your higher self. You're going from stagnation, action, 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 meditation. Nine of Pentacles, work is looking good. Being single is looking good. Being independent within a relationship is looking good. Worth. Nine of Pentacles knows how hard they work to get to where they are. They don't really need validation. There might be an abundance of income coming through. I see it not like a lottery win, more so like fruits of hard work that you may have put in for years in something. And suddenly it's just coming together and happening. Six of Swords. Some of you might feel like you want to take a vacation, possibly on your own, take a break, quiet your mind, go somewhere and just kind of process what just happened. I'm picking up, you're just like, I just need to process all of this. I just need to go somewhere. Oh. Take a few days off. Take a vacation. This can also be a visitor coming from somewhere. There is travel in this reading for sure. I don't know if it's yours or someone else's. Could be both. Justice. Justice here really connects to the Lover's card and also the Chariot in ways of having to make a clear, concise, strict decision. This is Six of Swords, Justice. This is walking away from something in the most absolute of ways. It starts with phase out, with a break, with an intermission, and then it ends with a cutting. It's like, watching a show and then they're telling you, okay, intermission, you take 10 for a break, and then you go out, you buy some food, some beverages, and then they're like, oh, sorry, actually, show is over, it's done, bye. And you don't get to walk back in, right? Or you yourself decide to leave. You're like taking the break and you're like, you know what, I don't feel like I want to go back to seeing the rest of the show. I'm leaving. So that. Maybe some of you are receiving some resources, some income, and you feel more comfortable in doing something that you wanted to do that maybe you couldn't because of finances or lacking thereof. Or lack thereof. Petty penny. I speak 3 languages. English is not my native tongue. Yep. Knight of Pentacles. This could be a verdict of some sort that grants you resources. Maybe not as much as you thought or hoped for, but it's still good. Still helpful. It took some time. It took forever, actually. But now it's coming through. And there's tons of paperwork and technicalities to go over, but at least you know it's coming and it's on the way. It's official. It's formal. There's no going around it. No matter how much Six of Cups, no matter how much someone thinks it's not fair or not right because of this and because of that, they're going based off emotion, but they are making no sense. And you're like, okay, you're making no sense. I don't have energy for this. Okay, bye. I love you guys. Okay, you're making no sense. Okay, bye. Such a Cappy. For those of you who know me, yes, I'm a little bit tired, but that's all. I'm just tired, but I'm okay. Thank you, though. Ooh, happy Thanksgiving, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. La 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 la. And you're like, yeah, I'm not jolly. I have so much shit to take care of. All the changes that I've been postponing and delaying are happening at once in the month of December. What the? Everyone is being jolly and celebratory, and my brain is, I'm speaking in your name. I'm talking like your brain. My brain is like on 1,000 miles per second. When is your brain not on 1,000 miles per second, Capricorn? You think in so many layers. Okay, there's the practical first layer that you show people, and then there's the Salvador Dali type of layer that all Capricorns are hiding super, super deep. The surreal, existential, crazy layer. I'm not saying that you're crazy. I'm saying there's an aspect of you that likes crazy, that thinks crazy. It's very creative, but in a winter-like way. Like, you have very dark humor. You have very dark craft forms of art, and most of you don't. It's not. You don't wear it on your sleeve. It's not the first thing people know about you when they meet you. It's one of those things that you unveil after some time, after you get to know the person, or it just kind of comes out. They come to your place and then they see something, and they're like, "What's that?" And you're like, "Oh, I made this," and they're like, "I didn't know you." What? It's like being I don't know, like a lawyer, right? That has their own law firm, and someone gets to know you, and that's who they know. That's the Cappy that they know. But then after a while, they come to your place and they see like a Ouija board, right? Or like tarot cards, and they're like, "Who are you?" Like, that's what it's like getting to know a Capricorn. It's like, I thought I knew who you are, not so sure anymore. You're still discovering. You're like, don't take it personally. I'm still discovering who I am. You guys are cool motherfuckers. We gotta give you that, you know? We gotta give you that. So much more as well. But we gotta give you that. You're like sweet and nice and polite and nice until someone kind of pushed the wrong button, kind of, you know, it's the last straw kind of thing. And then they meet the Capricorn that is the guardian between the underworld and the world of the living. It's like a tough mofo. It's like when you go cold, wow. When a Capricorn realizes that someone is not what they expected them to be, what they wanted them to be, who they thought they were, and so on and so on. No shade on the cross watchers. It doesn't have to necessarily to do with something that you did or didn't do. It's just in the Cappy way of thinking, once it's not you or something doesn't align anymore, and they realize it, they go from sweetheart to like, and there's no getting through them. Like once that gate is closed, as I said, once that bridge is crossed, once that bridge is burned, I'm sorry. And the cross watchers, you tend to become addicted to Capricorn. Capricorn, don't listen to this part because I don't want you to be mad at me. But cross watchers for Cappies, you tend to become addicted to Capricorns, and you don't even know that you don't love them anymore or that you don't connect with them anymore. Again, the Cappies that chose to listen to this part, it's not personal against you. Everyone has their thing. Everyone has their thing. Okay, let's say a situation where a cross watcher is watching me and they're dealing with a Capricorn. Like, I just needed to work with the Capricorn. Just, can you take a breath? Take a breath for a second. Do you remember why? There is something addictive about wanting to prove ourselves to Capricorns. It's a thing. It's a thing. And people tend to lose themselves with wanting to prove themselves to you. Hey, Cappy, we're back talking to you. So sometimes you got to be the one that makes the cut and be like, but often you don't. Often you don't because a little of a shade talk, you like to have that power over people. It's okay. I'll say it again. We all have our thing. I'm just now talking to Cappy, so I'm talking about Cappy things. Okay? But sometimes Capricorns tend to not be very, very clear with people or not to show themselves fully because even though they know they don't want something, they like the attention and the power trip. Okay? Capricorns, you are in the existential shift. If you're mad at me telling you things like they are and allowing you to existentially shift, then come back when you're able. No, really, no hard feelings. Because I'm not here to tell you, hey, you'll break up here, you'll meet someone there, okay, you'll make money here, you'll lose money there, okay. Hundreds of thousands of readers and no shade on them as well. Everybody does what they do and there's always an audience for it, and I'm not saying it in ways to diminish it. It's just not what I focus on. It also comes through narratives and foresights and all that jazz. If you see my readings, you know I tell you shit, right? But I also tell you shit because the point is to not keep you imprisoned here in a screen where you watch people tell you about your life. The point is to get you out there living your best life. And if I just kind of feed your BS, that wouldn't be very kind of me. It would be very polite of me. Okay, great, I'm a very polite person. But but it would not be kind. Not always a contradiction. You can be polite and kind at the same time. But sometimes you got to choose between polite and kind. Sometimes. And if ever I have to choose between being polite and kind, I will always choose kind. Bottom line, being honest with you guys. All my secrets, not just Capricorns, you know? And you know, for you, you're like, what are you bitching about? This makes no sense. This is in the past. Stop. To whoever this is, right? But to them, they have no idea where this is coming from. Because it wasn't that clear. Maybe you tell yourself that you were clear. You weren't, because something in you kept a little bit of an opening to have a way back, or to stay, or to whatever. Apply it to literally anything in your life, love. But you do that. Capricorns do that. Okay? And you have such a reputation for being practical and kind of direct that, you know, it helps you slide many, many things in which you're seemingly direct, but you're not really direct. It leaves room for confusion and an opening. So the person that you were so very clear with, it wasn't clear to them. So now when you're finally making the cut, to you it's like, well, what are you crying for? I've been saying this to you for so long. But to them, they're like, but I kept getting the sense that that things can improve. These are general tarot readings. This can work the other way. Keep in mind, even if you're not a Capricorn sun, maybe you have strong Capricorn energy in your chart. Tricky astrology. Don't ask me. I don't pretend to be a professional astrologer. I've been reading about astrology and I've learned about the signs since I was a kid, and still I don't presume. Not that I'm saying that you shouldn't presume if you have a reason to presume. If you know your shit, talk. I talk what I know. I don't talk what I don't know. And if I talk what I don't know, I make it clear that I'm not sure I know what I don't know. Or don't know what I know. Yeah, you good. Okay, what else? What else? I will continue this reading focusing on your love life. It will be a special double pentagram for you and your person of interest. We'll also finish up with messages from the runes. You can find it below in the description box where you find all the other goodies. Check out Patreon. Over there you have all the extendeds for unlimited streaming, present and past. You can go back in time. On top of all the other VIP content. Fun. Also, it's the Existential Shift's birthday on December 14th. So let's say happy birthday to the Existential Shift by joining Patreon. Boom! What do we have here? 3 of Pentacles and 8 of Swords. Don't build things that make you miserable. Don't build things that you know in the past when you build them, they made you miserable. No, it's not going to change. No, it's not going to work this time. No, yes, it's still going to be the same. Unless you are different and the other entity is different, meaning both of you bringing something completely different to the table. No. This is ordering a meal, paying for it, and then it's really gross. And then eating it just because you already paid for it. You're not going to get your money back. You may as well not suffer. Right? This is building an establishment, renovating, building a home, whatever. And then halfway through realizing that there's something really wrong with the soil or with the neighbors or with the weather or with whatever. And you're like, I don't think I can live here. There's no, but you're still, you keep building because you started. Because you already paid construction, because you already paid the employees, because they're under contract, and if you stop now, you're going to have to pay them anyway. But you're paying them anyway, but you can either stop and rest and recuperate and figure out where else you're going to build your home, or you can just waste your time, energy, well-being, and keep building in a place where you know you're not going to live. Oh, but I promised this person 7 years ago that I will do anything for them. Are you really about keeping the promise? Or are you just using it as an excuse to stay where you're at? Because I'm telling you, the gate is closing. And hey, you love it, stay there. Stay there and stay there for another decade. I'm just saying the gate is closing. Oh, we're getting your fear mongering. Why are you telling me this and this and that? I'm telling you the mother F truth. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.